Here for our weekly Board of Supervisor meeting for normal business. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda and the minutes?
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Moving on to new business. Are there any claims?
Claims prepared, if I can, sir. Move to approve the claims as presented. Second.
Motion second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Payroll.
We have a warrant request here for period ending 3/21/2026.
Move to approve payroll as presented. Second.
Motion second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Any drainage?
One drainage probably reported, drainage district, joint drainage district 1.3113. This has kind of been a reoccurring issue of drainage issues there. Would recommend that the watchman go out and investigate.
I would so move to have the watchman check into this drainage situation. Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Any discussion?
So on that, this is an ongoing issue, and Brandon's here too. And Brandon, I know there was a water issue there at the new shed right in the same area. Was that ever addressed on our side of the road?
Yep. You're talking about in Ventura?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be everything we could possibly do on our end to be all good to go.
Okay, he's been before 2 or 3 times on this.
We've tried to jet through underneath the railroad, like it's underneath the railroad on the other side of the track. I think is what the issue is.
So what the problem was last time is they were able to get it opened up by jetting. Just not sure if it's the same problem or similar problem in a different location.
Okay. Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. It's like we've got some bids to review.
So a few weeks ago, you as trustees for the drainage districts requested that we solicit bids for brush and weed control. We sent those out, published it, posted on our website, direct solicited. We received 2 bids back. The lowest bid was from B&W Control Specialists. They're the company that actually did the project 3 years ago. Their insurance is in order. Their pricing is within reason, and recommend that you move forward with taking their bid and the brush and weed control for the summer.
Per the auditor's recommendation, is there a motion to approve?
I move to approve with B&W as recommended by the auditor.
Second. Motion and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Looks like we need to set the public hearing for the proposed budget for April 27th, 2026 at 10:05.
I'd move to approve the public hearing the 27th at 10:05.
Second. Motion second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Looks like we've got appeal.
Yeah, so annually, the Agland credit is reviewed, and just a little background, Agland credits is a credit that the state regulates. Qualifications require that the property has to be classed as agricultural, and it has to require to be at least 10 acres in size or contiguous to other property under the same ownership name that is at least 10 acres in size and qualifies for credit. So annually, we go through and evaluate if things have changed. This year, there's one parcel that we found that fell under the minimum 10-acre requirement, and we've sent the denial letter, and Mr. Sheriff has reached out and requested that his case be reviewed and for a possible appeal. In the board packet, the information that was prepared for you. What I believe what occurred was there was a split of the parcel for us to create a smaller parcel. And that's what caused the acreage to drop below the 10 acres. So, but Mr. Sheriff, I guess I would turn it to you if you had any things to add.
Yeah, so it was apparently going to create a subdivision. And the team here, planning and zoning, thought it would be easier for them if we could just draw that one line, but that one line meant 9.78 acres instead of the full 10. Well, I didn't realize we were going to get to this point, and maybe we would have went and made the extra step to go for the full 10, but we did not. Didn't know it at that time. So my appeal is the house that we're building is where we stop mowing is where we start growing alfalfa. Also on the same property is where we graze cattle, house agricultural equipment. I'm a farmer. My wife, who a lot of you know, we fight for family farms. So that's why I believe this should be appealed. I'm not good with code, Iowa code and everything else like that. But that's my appeal.
Sounds like you've gone through the chain of command and, you've followed what we've been, it makes sense.
The code's very clear. It has to be at least minimum of 10 acres.
I reviewed this too, and I feel your pain. I do. Looking at the map here, and so everything north, is that family too then?
Yes.
It's family, but not the same owner?
It's my dad.
It's your dad?
Yeah.
Because I questioned the same thing. Wasn't it just made a little bit into this section? And they explained, the planning and zoning explained to me the rules with subdivisions and the number of divisions within there. And so how all that worked. The only other thing I was looking at is the way it's kind of odd shaped. If you just kind of square that off a little bit, you would get your 10 acres. But, it's just an idea because the code is very clear on the 10-acre rule. And although I feel your pain, I would have to, as it sits right now, deny because of the rule is very clear. But at the same time, if you can just straighten that line out a little bit, you'll get your 10 acres and then it wouldn't be an issue. So it's just an idea. Okay, so.
Oh, I agree. I don't know if there's anything you can do on your end. So.
Is there a motion to deny the appeal?
I move to deny the appeal.
Motion second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Sorry about that. Moving on to number 7.
Similar to the Agland credit, there's another credit that's considered a family farm credit, has very similar requirements. One of those being that at least 10 acres in size. We have found several parcels that have no longer qualified, either through splits or other changes. These have come from the county assessor's office, and recommendations for these family farm credits to be removed and the claim to be amended.
For motion.
I would move to approve what do you want to call it?
If you wanted to amend the assessment year 2025 recommendations, I think that was nice. I would so move.
Second. Motion second, any discussion?
But I do have a question, Adam, on some of these, like the second to the bottom. I mean, since 2003, I mean, how did it take so long for some of these?
So the Agland credit is reviewed in our office. So the one that we just talked about previously, we handle those. We go through and review that annually. The family farm credit are handled by the county assessor's office. So I'm not sure what their process is for reviewing those, but they make their recommendations to the board of supervisors. So I guess I'd have to defer to the county assessor's office of how exactly they do that and why some things are caught the first year and some aren't.
After 1 o'clock. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 8 looks like per the county treasurer looking to abate the taxes. $54.
I move to abate the taxes as presented.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Dock permits.
We're gonna have 3 today. 29P on 247th Street, 33 on 240th, and 52P on Lakeview Drive. All their documentation is in order.
Move to approve the 3 dock permits as presented.
Second. Motion second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Brandon.
I'll start off by the thing the guys are gonna start working on right now. They're fighting a few frost walls that are coming out. Which kind of surprised me. I figured we'd be, not having too many of those. It's not bad, but they are going after them. The vendors are out there getting dust controls prepared, so have that going here very shortly. So the main focus is getting that ready to go. We're also removing the rest of the snow equipment that is not needed for a little bit of stuff that's in the forecast, and we're getting it painted up and stored so that it's ready for next year. When it comes to equipment right now, we have 3 pickups down with diesel exhaust fluid problems. We have 1 grader down with a harness problem, and we have 1 dump truck down with a vehicle control module problem. So a lot of computer issues or wiring issues we've had since the end of last week. We also got for our F6C bridge, which is 275th Street, this north side of Clear Lake. It's the shared bridge that we got our city bridge fund money for. Finally secured right-of-way agreements that we're going to bring to you guys in the near future to get a temporary road to the backside of that bridge so that people that live on the end of that dead end can still access their properties during the construction, which that officially means we'll be able to get that funding. It's up to $1 million of state funds for that bridge. So that's good that we got that.
What road is that?
I think it's 275th. It's literally just on the north end of Clear Lake. Pretty sure it's 275th. I'd have to look at a map to be sure, but it's a dead end road, and it serves. I think there's 2 farms out there and a bunch of field accesses. We tried to go from a route inside the city limits, and it didn't work out very well that way. So we found a secondary route north that got into the side of the bridge. So a lot longer than I thought to get that, but now that everybody kind of agreed, glad I can bring that to you guys for approval so we can secure that money. Right now, we're coming up on the letting for our Federal Aid Bridge that's on B60, and then our pavement project on Thrush and on Lark. So I'll have those for you guys when those letting dates happen here over the next couple months. We're planning. I was able to get our qualified bridge list updated by the DOT, and it included a few more bridges. So when I present my 5-year plan DOT budget to you guys next week or the week after, I'll have probably 4 more bridge projects on there than were originally when I did my budget to you guys. They weren't on there initially, but they're ones that are in federal funding, so it won't affect the DOT. The county side instead of my DOT side. I'll get those to you. Our cold storage building that we're going to tear down in Rockwell. We're able to work with the sheriff's department. They're going to do some training out there, some explosives training on the doors and the walls. Use it for a training opportunity since we're going to tear it down. I won't say the exact date because I'd rather not have the public out there trying to view it while they're doing explosive entry and that kind of stuff to the building. But I would say it is going on a good partnership with us and the sheriff's office to get a training opportunity that they don't normally get because it's so destructive. So I'm glad we're able to work that out with them. Out at the Illinois site, I am going to have them start. We're going to remove a portion of our berm that our trees are on out there so that the fence can be installed all at ground level and help alleviate one of our drainage issues out there. So we'll get a portion of that fence done in the near future as well. But just other than that, I don't have anything for you.
On the back side of the property.
When I say backside, south side, the side near the parking where the people get into that recreation area, that's usually where they cross into our property to start with. So I wanted to start with that section of fence.
Okay, I thought you were starting on the west end.
I'm hoping we can get the west end done next. We got a lot of clearing up to do of some trees and some. We just got to fix the ground in that area, so we got to do some grading before we can do that. Also, so, yeah.
When you were talking about taking the equipment off, I'm assuming. I mean, this morning on Fisher Show, they were talking 2 to 3 inches Wednesday night, Thursday.
Yeah, I'm a little more. I think it's going to be slush and ice, and we will have enough equipment with snow stuff on it. It's not saying that we won't have any wings on because that's a good way for us to flip equipment. We have belly blades on a couple of specific routes, and we have the fronts on for all the plows still.
I'm assuming it'll be gone in a couple of days, but I'm assuming you'll still want to deal with it on.
Correct. Yeah,
Right.
We'll have the equipment on to deal with it in the temporary term that it's there, but we're not going to be able to push it back just because I don't want to risk any of the equipment and have a major incident.
That was essentially Bob's line to the viewers.
I'm saying, you know.
It'd be placed on the gravel.
Thanks for throwing me under the bus. Yeah.
I'm being more hopeful that it's going to stick with the weather side and the drier side of it.
That's a balance.
Bob doesn't make the news, he just reports it.
It's funny.
You're not there.
You put a blade down, you're taking the gravel and the dirt and the shoulders, everything and pushing it in the ditch, which is
That's one of
It's
the biggest messes.
counterproductive too.
Anything else with Rockwell?
No, not right now.
Anything else for Brandon?
Dust control, you have bids, you're getting bids.
Well, all we do is we authorize Dinos to do it on our roads. There was two companies before, but Dinos bought them out, so there's only one company that we use right now. But the people get the permits through Dinos, or they come in and get them from us if they're gonna self-apply. They still have to use specific dust control, things that are actually dust control. We don't let them use motor oil or any of the kind of old plastic treatments that were used in the past, but we do let people self-apply also.
Like our areas where we have stockpiles, do we treat that out of courtesy because of our heavy truck traffic?
We do. Well, we plan that out. It depends on when they're planning to haul, whether we do the first application or the second. We don't do two applications. We'll just do the one. Yeah, we're getting bids for those areas. So yes, we are doing that. Yes. Sorry, I misunderstood what you meant. But yeah, the place that we have to dust control for our efforts, we will let them do that.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you.
Just a brief note under correspondence announcements. We did get approached by the fairgrounds to send a letter of support. They're applying for a grant, which Carl's been working with them on for some tree removal. We're not committing any funds, but they just asked that we would support them in their efforts to seek some outside grant funding. So we intend on doing that. That's about it. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Who approved the signs on all the blacktops in Cerro Gordo County for bicycles for full lane usage?
Well, why don't we'll talk to Brandon after the meeting. Does that work? The engineer behind us will be able to.
Oh,
I'll talk with you about that.
Yeah. We got a motion, a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Sorry about that. I just.